But the reality is that it doesn't change the position of US tech, NVIDIA, Microsoft, and others relative to AI revolution. DeepSeek is a Chinese AI lab. I mean, really trying to compete with the likes of ChatGPT, a lot of big tech players, and they launched a model, and that's very similar to ChatGPT. It's #1 on App Store, and it sent a big wave across US tech, shot across the bow from China to the US. Yeah, I think the worry is that they, in theory, were able to do this without NVIDIA's latest chips, as well as the model. It's a strong model. But the reality is that it doesn't change the position of US tech, NVIDIA, Microsoft, and others relative to AI revolution. And I do believe it's a huge overreaction that we're seeing in stocks on this DeepSeek sell-off. I'd say it's about 80% functionality relative to ChatGPT, maybe relative to Meta's Llama. There's some strengths, some areas of weakness in terms of what they're able to do. But functionally, a lot of this AI revolution is really on enterprise use cases. And even though this is a really good model, unless this thing could scale, what I'll call about 10x, it's going to be tough to see how there's any sort of competitive wave that's sent from an enterprise perspective to US tech. I think US tech's probably 2-3 years ahead of China when it comes to actual AI tech, because of the NVIDIA chips and because of the hyperscalers, Microsoft, Amazon, Google. Now, look, that could clearly be narrowed, but especially in terms of the chip exports, in terms of NVIDIA, I think that's going to be the biggest issue for China. They're going to have shots on goal. But when it comes to AI revolution, that will continue to be led by US tech. I actually think there's a good reality check, because if anyone could come near what DeepSeek's done in terms of the just cheaper, basically training models, that's going to increase AI use cases. It's going to increase computing power. And that's actually a positive for US tech. So I think it's one where this is a fourth industrial revolution playing out for the next decade. It's going to hit sort of ebbs and flows. This is a white knuckle moment. I think we look back on 6, 9, 12 months from now, it was more of an opportunity and kind of a scare, but it didn't really change where this is all heading.